Welcome back to the channel. For those of you who don't already know, my name's Joe, and today we're going to talk about inner child work that actually works, actually does what it should do. Now, for those of you that don't know what inner child work is, it's the use of meditation to tap in and to bring up memories from your childhood, and then for you to then go ahead and reassure yourself, comfort yourself. And what that does, that gets rid of insecurities, that gets rid of your attachment styles, that makes you more secure, that makes you truly start believing in your whole body, not just your conscious part of your brain. We're quite often driven by a subconscious part of our brain which has these core beliefs stored in there. That for me, for instance, is that I wasn't good enough, I wasn't loved, I wasn't understood. And once we can identify where these came from, we can reassure our younger self, and then the effects are absolutely incredible. Now, I'll just do a quick recap of my story. You might have heard it before if you watched the previous videos, but I've had a number of failed relationships. And start of the year, so what are we on now? About 7 months ago, I ended a 8-year relationship, and I knew I just had some work to do. I knew that even though I'd done loads of talk therapy, I spoke for hours and hours to therapists. I knew the timeline of events in my whole life. I knew what had caused all my attachment style, my anxious traits, my avoidant traits, but I still was making the same mistakes in relationships. And I just knew that I had some more work to do. I'd done all this talk therapy, I spoke to therapists for hours and hours and hours, but it just wasn't changing the way I was acting. And that's because our actions are driven by the subconscious. Now, externally, I'm a confident guy. I've got a lot going for me, I know I have. But that's the conscious part of your brain. That doesn't stop the subconscious part of your brain ruining that. And I was finding that. I recently dated at the start of the year, and I had anxious thoughts. It was mainly anxious really. And a lot of it come from these core beliefs that I wasn't good enough. And you think about it, if you're someone that feels deep down that you're not good enough, then relationships become more about you winning a person over than them wanting you. Do you know what I mean? It becomes more about you just thinking, I need to make this person want me so I feel good enough. It's not about, okay, I'm going to assess this person, see if they're a good fit for me. They're doing the same to me. Hopefully we're going to get on. And if we don't, we'll go our separate ways, we'll do our own thing. That's like a healthy place to be. But when you've got these core beliefs, it can lead you to act in really irrationally. So you can either devote too much time and attention to somebody. It might make you so you can't communicate effectively. It might make you just quite needy and anxious in certain scenarios. And these are all things that have happened to me over the course of my life. And like I say, they was quite highlighted to me. I dated about 4 months ago, so a few months after my long-term relationship, started dating again, and a lot of these traits showed up. So inner child work's really, really important if you want to reprogram your subconscious to stop making you act this way in relationships. So what I've done to get there is a video previous to this you might have seen, but the way you get there and the way that I did it was through meditation. Now, I'd never meditated before 4 months ago. I've been with a coach called Dan Learn, his link's down below. The guy is incredible. He's taken me in 4 months from being this guy who had all these core beliefs, who was anxious in relationships, who was overgiving, people pleasing, losing himself in relationships, to now I've just started dating again. And the only way I can describe it is I'd feel really secure. I'm like, cool, I want to meet someone, but it'll be when it's right for both of us. It's not like, I used to have the thought that don't get me wrong, I would pick people and I'd be selective, but as soon as I get a few dates in, it would all be about winning them over because I needed them to need me so I felt whole. And if you need that external validation to make you feel a certain way, it's probably a sign that you've got some sort of deep-rooted insecurity there. So Yeah, so it starts off with the meditation. Now, what I would say with meditation is set the scene. Do not scroll on Instagram, social media, whatever it is, or consume your brain with anything with us. Chats with anyone. Have 10 minutes to yourself. Whether that's you do a breath work exercise, whether that's you go for a walk, which is my preferred choice, whatever it is, even if you want to lay on the bed and just breathe for a little bit with no guide or anything. But then I would advise you, if you've never done meditation before, to start with like basic gratitude meditations. Now, all of the meditations that I've been doing are in the group, the Brotherhood of Depth. It's a free group. It's got all the resources in there, so please sign up. But if you don't want to sign up, this is not some like sales pitch. Just go on YouTube, type in gratitude meditations. Find some that work for you. Is what I'd say. Don't give up on the first one. I've done meditation before that I just don't click with. Sometimes you just don't like the voice that's used or whatever it is. Just do a bit of trial and error. I'll just say that throughout your whole meditation journey, because some things will resonate with you more than others, and it is personal preference. But find them and just get into it. Just believe in it. And if you can set the scene and you can get into the gratitude meditations, I was really fortunate that I had such a good experience. From the first meditation I did, I just felt incredible. I felt so good that I just knew I was going to meditate for the rest of my life in one way, shape, or form. Now, throughout my healing journey for the last 4 months, I pretty much meditate every single day. One, because it's been great, and two, because the benefits are so good. So, one, it makes me feel really good, but two, I know the healing work that it's done has just been out of this world. But once you really start believing in it, and I'd maybe advise you do the gratitude meditations for like a week. Try and do like 4 to 5 in a week. It's probably a good little goal to hit. And then you can move on to inner child work. And again, my inner child stuff that I've been doing, they're not done by me, but the ones that I've had the best results from are in the group. Go onto YouTube though if you think this is some sort of scammy sales pitch. I'd love you to be in the group, but I appreciate people are a bit wary of these sort of things. Go onto YouTube, type in inner child meditation, and again, you might find some that you resonate with, you might find some that you don't. And then just sit there and do the meditation. And what it will do, all meditation does is it takes you through breathing exercises at the start for probably about the first 5 minutes just to get you relaxed. And you just feel so relaxed. And then you let your mind drift wherever the guide's taking you. And a lot of times it will tell you to visualise your younger self, and it will talk you through in a better way than this, but it will talk you through to visualise your younger self. And I've brought up memories that I didn't think they were in my brain. The memories that I've had during these meditations, I did not recollect. They they were not memories that were in my conscious part of my brain. And these are the things that come up. They're going to be quite deep, but there are times when your younger child needed some reassurance or whatever it was. And what they encourage you to do then, so some of mine, an example is, I used to spend a lot of time at the band club. My dad was very present in himself, but he wasn't very emotionally connected. And I spent a lot of time at the band club growing up. And I was just sat there and I was obviously just bored, just feeling like I didn't have a connection, didn't feel understood, didn't feel like I was good enough because I was sort of on my own. And you then, as your older self, your adult self now, you go and like reassure your younger self. And once you do that, think about it. Your core beliefs, your attachment traits, they've all come from this younger self. And if you can soothe him in the moment there, guess what? They all vanish. It doesn't happen like that. It takes some work, it takes like consistency. But honestly, this thing can happen really, really quick. And for me, like I said, in 4 months, I've completely transformed my life. So it's really doable. And yeah, just do some of them. And like I say, just have a route around YouTube and try and find which ones work for best for you. The last style of meditation, which isn't actually in the Brotherhood of Depth group yet, because it's actually one my coach himself recorded. It's a combination of inner child, so you breathe, you get nice and relaxed, you meet your inner child, and then you feel your core beliefs. So my core beliefs were, I'm not good enough, I wasn't loved, I wasn't understood. You ask these feelings to come out of you, to detach themselves from you, And then you say thank you. And the reason why you say thank you is because your body has put these things in your subconscious to protect you. This has been a protection mechanism for all these years because of your childhood. But now you become into a more secure place, a more healed place. You ask these to take themselves out of your body, out of your mind, out of your subconscious. You thank them and say, look, we've got this now. Me and my younger self, we've got this now. We don't need you anymore to protect us because we've got it. And then they go. Now, obviously this takes some work, but you feel incredible. And this isn't like a thing you can just do once and they're gone forever. Like, what I tend to find is I'll do the work and I will genuinely feel incredible. Like such a natural high. Probably the best feeling I've ever had in my whole life from doing this. But it's not going to last forever because life comes up. You know, you might have a busy day at work. You might have an argument with somebody you're trying to date or your partner you're with or whatever it is. And it's gonna come crashing down again. Some of these feelings might come back up to the surface. But it's important to keep doing these practices, being consistent with them for a good while until you'll be able to feel it. Trust me, like I feel it now. When my energy's dipped low because I've not been taking care of myself, whether that's not been eating right, I've not been going for my walks, I've been meditating, maybe I've been drinking, whatever it is, I'm not sleeping very well. Like I feel it. I feel my energy's lower. And I know that I need to allocate some time for me. And I'll go for the walk with no distractions. I'll do some meditations. If I feel that I need to speak to my inner child, I will do. But what it does also as well, and this is not something I'm quite there with yet, but I've done it one or two times where I've had a reoccurring thought. You know, it was a scenario with someone that I've been dating, and it's made me feel my old insecurities. And I've actually, in the moment, there's been two different times. One of them, I went for a walk, and I was just in my brain. I was just breathing. I did the same breaths you do when you're meditating, but I was walking, and I told myself that it's okay. That's not you. This isn't about you. And I reassured myself while I was walking, and that's hopefully where I'm going to get like long term. I think where your brain's so used to you reassuring yourself, you don't even need to reassure yourself anymore because your brain just takes care of it because it's a learned pattern. Also, one night I couldn't sleep and I actually meditated myself without any guide. I just did the breathing, got nice and relaxed, and then I just told myself what I'm feeling wasn't true because X, Y, and Z, or give myself that reassurance. And it's so powerful, man. But you don't want to get bogged down with that at the start. Just get used to doing the meditations. It's only because I've done so many meditations. And like I say, I'm fairly new to it as well. So this thing's only going to get more and more powerful. And the complete embodiment is where you can have a feeling come up, be present in the feeling, think about it, think about what's triggered you, and then reassure yourself. And then it's gone. That's it. And that's how you become a real, secure, stable, masculine man. That's a really attractive trait as well. So yeah, hopefully that's covered it all. But yeah, like I say, join the group, please. It'd be good to have you in there. If you are in there, it's going to be a group just to share experiences like this. I just want us to help each other, man. I think it's a big gap for men. We don't have these other men that we can just talk to about this sort of stuff. So I'm a big believer in having that camaraderie. It's very new. There's like one person in there at the minute, but please do join it. If you just want to join it just for the resources, do so. But I'd encourage you to get involved as well. Yeah, and I think that's it. Please do all the good YouTube stuff. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.